Meditation is the process of healing the internal wounds caused by the two main illusions which influence the self, the soul. Firstly, that we are only physical beings, and secondly, that love and happiness can only be achieved through our physical senses. When we allow these illusions to influence our actions, we go against the grain of the self, the soul, leaving an impression on our consciousness. During meditation, the illusions are dispelled and spiritual healing takes place. There is the discovery and realization of the truth of who we are and what we are, which then releases our own spiritual energy and restores soul consciousness. The natural inclination of the soul, which is not to take in, but to give out, is restored as we reawaken and mobilize our own spiritual qualities and start to be more loving. We are the first to experience that spiritual love on its way out. We then begin to see why our relationships are important in the process of self-awakening and self-transformation. It is only in the context of our relationships that we can know ourselves and learn how to give off ourselves. In our relationships, we find creative opportunity to express our peacefulness, our feelings of love and joy, that reversing the flow of our energy in our life from outside in to inside out. In the subtle inner movement, we discover we already have both what we want and what we need. We are already made of love that cannot be unmade, only lost in the midst of the many illusions which over time we have allowed to spread through our consciousness. So who I am, or what I am, that I have all these treasures and powers? Who is this being that pure desire is to be happy? Who am I? Withdraw your attention from anything around you. Bring yourself to the point of self-awareness. In much the same way as our body has arms and legs to negotiate the physical world, we have non-physical tools to negotiate the non-physical world of beliefs, values, perceptions, thoughts, feelings, decisions, and attitudes. There are three faculties of consciousness: the mind, intellect, and impressions or imprints. They are not separate from the soul, but can be seen as integral to the soul. At the same time, the soul can consciously use any one of these inner faculties or tools. Self-sovereignty means that we rule the inner kingdom of our consciousness. When all is well in the inner kingdom, we are the rulers of our mind, intellect, and impressions. They are under our command. When we lose our original and true self-awareness as spiritual beings, we also lose control of our thoughts and feelings. It means we lose our mind, and we are constrained by our many habits. That means impressions. As a result of our loss of soul consciousness, external dependencies and attachments influence our thoughts and actions, and we are no longer sovereign rulers over our own senses. We become slaves to our own senses. If we are to be masters of our own experience, life, and destiny, we need to learn how to control and use these three faculties of the soul. It means the mind, intellect, and impressions. The mind is the faculty of creation, through which we create all our thoughts, which then stimulate or trigger certain feelings. The mind creates thoughts and feelings. If our identity and self-awareness is based on the physical, that means body consciousness, then the most common form of thought within our mind will be desire. The most frequently used expression will be "I want." This habit of wanting is born because we learn to believe that peace and happiness come from outside the self, and we experience them through our physical senses. Whereas when we have restored our sense of self as a soul, it means soul conscious, we will be content with who we are and what we have. For we will have realized that what we look for already we have within us. Love, peace, and happiness are inner states, not stimulations. The second faculty of the soul is intellect. This is the faculty of discrimination and decision-making, which we use to assess right from wrong, good from bad, and then make a choice or decision. When we are body conscious, it means that we will be attached to many things, such as our position, pay, people, our own ideas and beliefs, etc. These attachments mean that we are constantly distorting the energy of our consciousness into the emotions of fear and anger. The constant inner emotional noise of anxiety and irritation that are seeds of fear and anger do not allow us to bear the deepest part of our intellect, which is our intuition. When we are in the soul awareness, soul conscious, We are free from attachment, and therefore we are free from fear. Our mind then is calm. Decision-making is easier, and choices are made out of wisdom rather than fear. The third faculty are impressions, or recordings of all the actions we have performed, mental and physical, and the basis of our personality and character traits today. So we have three faculties in our soul: the mind, intellect, and impressions. When we are body conscious over a period of time, we begin to believe that happiness and love come only with certain external conditions and are essentially physical, sensual experiences. As we develop the habits of taking and grabbing, possessing and accumulating to the extent of or another, then greed sets up camp within the soul. These negative habits then become traits, impressions within our nature, and we justify having them by saying they are just natural inclinations and therefore human nature. And we keep forgetting that we nurture them. We cannot see, and often do not want to see, that our greed and attachment, frustration and worry are learned behaviors, and though they can be unlearned. Let's explore the faculties of our consciousness to see how they work together: the mind, intellect, and impressions. Create a simple thought in your mind. Focus on that thought. Concentrate on it. Then use your intellect to assess to what degree this particular thought is right or wrong, and to discern the quality of that thought. Is it a negative thought? Or maybe a waste thought? Or perhaps necessary thought? If you decide it is not a good thought, then drop it and create another one, a better thought. In this way, you consciously exercise control of your mind and intellect. Let's do it again. Create a simple thought in your mind. Concentrate on this thought. Deeply focus on it. Now, use your intellect to assess to what degree the thought is right or wrong, and discern the quality of that thought. Is it a negative thought, wasteful thought, or necessary thought? Are you satisfied with this? Or if not, then drop it, and one more time create a better thought. Now, focus on this thought. Concentrate on it. And now use your intellect to assess to what degree this thought is right or wrong, and to discern the quality of that thought. Is it negative, waste thought, necessary thought? Now you become aware that you are a creator of your thoughts and your feelings. And you can decide what quality of thoughts you create. This practice will eventually restore your feeling of self-sovereignty, and it will strengthen your mental and intellectual capacities. If thoughts or images come from your memories or from sources outside your own mind while you are doing this inner work, don't give them any energy. Let them go and bring your attention back to your own conscious creation. Once you have mastered this in your meditation, try the same process as you carry out your responsibilities and actions throughout the day. One more time, you are a creator of your thoughts, feelings, and then emotions, your reactions, your relationships, your character, and your personality traits. Choose your thoughts wisely.